Hey, welcome to my workshop. My name is Luis, and I'm a Peruvian architect based in the San Francisco Bay Area. I've been designing houses for more than 20 years. I also love sharing content on the internet about architecture, and I recently published an ebook about residential design. My main mission is to show you all the whys behind each decision that we as architects have to make during the design process. In this workshop, you're gonna be learning how to plan, design, and sketch a small 2-bedroom house using Concepts app, one of my favorite apps for sketching. You're gonna need an iPad or any kind of tablet running Concepts app, a stylus, or an Apple Pencil. Okay, so let's dive into it. First, we're gonna go through a basic introduction of the user's interface, and then I'm gonna also show you the basic tools that we're gonna be using for this tutorial. This right here is the welcome screen, and you can create different projects, and on each project you can create multiple files and drawings by just tapping on this plus symbol over here. But we're gonna be using an existing file over here. I'm gonna tap on this drawing. First off, I want to point out that Concepts app is a vector-based app. So, for instance, if we make a zoom over this drawing and over these lines, you can see that the quality of the lines remains the same, which is pretty cool. And this is one of the reasons I really love Concepts, because you can export your drawings to any other format and the quality remains really good. If you want to go ahead and export your drawing, you just tap in here and you can find here all the formats available to export your file. You can see there's JPEG and PNG as images, SVG for Illustrator, DXF for AutoCAD, PSD for Photoshop, and this one here is the original format that Concepts files get saved into your device. And of course, we also have PDF format over here. Okay, we are back to the welcome screen, and I'm gonna go ahead and create a new drawing by just tapping on this plus symbol. This is our canvas, and right here on the upper left corner you can see our tool wheel, where you can find all the different brushes, pens, pencils, and tools available. And for example, right here I have the pen tool activated. Then I have a marker, I have a pencil, and there's also the fill tool. On this area, on the inner part of the circle, are our modifiers. So if I press here, we can change the opacity of our lines. And if I press here, we can change the width. And this one controls the smoothness of the lines. So the more percentage you give, the straighter the line is gonna be. If I tap right on the center of the tool wheel, this is gonna show the color palette wheel, and as you can see, there's a large array of colors available, and this is actually based on the copy color system. Now, if you want to customize or add any pen, brush, or tool, you just tap on any active tool like this, and this is gonna bring these different options where you can add brushes, markers, dotted lines, and put them in the tool wheel when you just select them. These are the different tools for selection that are gonna be also showing once you tap on them. If you want to create your own color palette, you just tap here and hold, and this is gonna show the options that you have to create your palettes. So for now, I'm just using this one right here, and we don't need to change anything for now. This one right here is a layers tool, and if I tap here, you can see there's already an existing layer that was created by default. But the coolest thing about the layers option is that there are two ways to create layers. If I tap here on sorting, you can see that it switches between manual and automatic. I highly recommend using automatic, because this is gonna create a layer based on the tool that you're gonna be using. Let's say, for example, I wanna use the fill tool. So as you can see here, it creates automatically a layer called fill. And if I create an object using the fill tool, this object is gonna go automatically to that layer. So let's say, for example, I wanna use now the marker tool. And as you can see here, it creates also one more layer called marker. And if I use the marker tool, this object is gonna also go to the marker layer. On the lower left corner, you can see the precision tools here, and if I tap here, you can see 4 more options. The grid option, which is gonna bring the grid, of course, the snap option, which is gonna make your lines snap, and the measure option that shows the measurements when you create new objects. We also have the guide tool here where you can create more accurate shapes, but for now we're just gonna be focusing on these 3 options: grid, snap, and measure. And finally, here on the upper right corner, we can see our import and export options. And if I tap here, of course, on the import, this is gonna bring any file like a PDF or image that we want to use with our Concepts app file. And if I tap here on export, this is gonna export our Concepts file into other applications using these formats that are showing here. Okay, let's start our tutorial. I just want to remind you that this is going to be a small 2-bedroom house, and these are commonly known as ADUs here in the US, which stands for Accessory Dwelling Units. And these small structures can be placed on the backyard of an existing house, where you can have your family living there, or you can also use it as a rental unit. Let's start by doing a quick study of the traffic flow between the 3 main areas: sleeping, living, and kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna use the pen tool over here, and I'm gonna pick black as a color, and I'm gonna sort the layers automatically, as you can see here. Okay, let's start by drawing our first bubble. Okay, and of course it doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm just gonna select the fill tool over here, and as you can see, we created a new layer called fill automatically, and I'm just gonna reduce the opacity just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm gonna start filling our circle right here. Okay, and now I'm gonna activate the selection tool, and this is gonna bring these options over here, and we're gonna tap on item picker right here, and we're gonna see 4 more options. So we're gonna be focusing on the selection mode, and for this we're gonna use the partial on. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab a portion of our bubble, make a copy over here, grab again portion, make a copy, and we have our 3 bubbles now. Okay, now I want to make 3 different colors so we can differentiate the 3 areas. Okay, so I'm gonna switch from the lasso tool to the item picker, and I'm gonna pick on one of the colors and change it here to blue, and I'm gonna do the same with this bubble over here and change it to red. Okay, so now we have our 3 different colors. Okay, now we're gonna go back to our pen tool here, and we're just gonna change the width to 3, and we're gonna assign a letter for each one of our areas. So here the yellow one is gonna be our living area, the blue one is gonna be our sleeping area, and here the red one is gonna be the kitchen area. Okay, and now we're gonna start creating different groups for each area. Here we're gonna choose the lasso tool option right here. We're gonna select the kitchen area here and convert it into a group by tapping right here again and tapping right here again. So it's gonna be easier to manage these 3 groups here by just tapping on the item picker here, and I just tap here, and as you can see, if I move around this bubble, it's gonna be easier to move it around. Okay, now I'm just gonna push these 3 areas together like this, and this one closer to this one right like this. Okay, and I'm gonna also place the main entry where it's gonna be through the living area right here. Okay, and as you can see here, the living and the kitchen areas are on each side of the sleeping area. And usually you should have an easy path from the living and the kitchen area. But right here, as you can see, we have to cross through the sleeping area in order to go from the living to the kitchen, which is not the most convenient and creates a problem of privacy here. So this is not the most efficient arrangement and probably not the best. Okay, let's create our second arrangement here and just move the living area right here, the kitchen above the living area, and the sleeping next to the living. Okay, so this is kind of like an L-shaped arrangement, which feels much better. So you have your entry right here through the living area, of course, and now you can see that the kitchen and the living are better connected and the path is easier. And then we have our sleeping areas right here from the living area, which is much better. So I think this is a much better improvement from the previous one. Okay, now we're gonna do a third arrangement here. We're just gonna pick on the sleeping area here, put it closer to the kitchen. And now, as you can see here, the kitchen and the living are still very well connected, which is a straight path between the two. And now the sleeping area is right in between, which is forming kind of like a T-shaped arrangement, which feels very good. So we're gonna go ahead and use this arrangement for our project, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna bring an image of our existing site by tapping here on import. And then I'm gonna tap here on more, and right here on photos, I'm just gonna pick the picture that I got from Google Maps. And this is our image, and we're gonna reduce the opacity so we can start tracing over our image. Okay, I'm gonna just reduce just a little bit. All right, right here is fine. And we're gonna start tracing over our image. We're gonna start with the property lines right here on the left. Then we have the one on the right. Then this is gonna be the front one. And right here is the rear property line. Okay. So now we're gonna trace over the existing neighbors right here, over here, the front right here, and the neighbor on the left side. And we're just gonna close right here and right here on the front. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and trace over all of our existing structures. Okay, and now I'm gonna complete all the patios, swimming pools, and outdoors areas. And now we're gonna add hatch to the existing structure so we can differentiate them from the swimming pools, patios, and all the outdoors areas. Okay, now I'm just gonna fill all the buildings with the gray color right here. I'm just gonna pick the here. I'm gonna turn back the opacity to 100%, and I'm just gonna pick a gray color over here. Okay, I'm gonna start just filling out all the existing buildings. Okay, so we have all of our existing structures here in gray, and we also have the outdoors area here, a swimming pool. Here's another swimming pool, and here's the patio area of the existing house. Now we're gonna just place our street right here in front. I just forgot to put it, and right here is our street. And we're gonna complete some of the property lines at the back of our site plan. All right. Okay, I just put our diagram right here, which is gonna help us as a reference in order to design our new home. And I just need to place our north arrow, which is also very important, and it's gonna help us on orienting our house and windows. The north arrow is currently pointing this direction, right here. All right. Okay, now, just by looking at the site plan, we can notice here that we have some structures that are going to impact the location of our new house. So, for instance, this existing detached garage right here, the neighbor's swimming pool here, the existing patio area of our lot, and the swimming pool of the neighbors on the right. So, the most impactful areas are gonna be the patio area of our lot and the right side neighbor's pool right here. So, we want to locate our new house keeping in mind all of these factors that affect privacy. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and locate our 3 areas considering all of these factors here. I'm just gonna go clean up a little bit our drawing, and I'm gonna select first our sleeping areas right here. Oops. Okay, and I'm just gonna place them right here in the corner, which has the most privacy in the entire lot. Okay, so right here is fine. Okay, now I'm just gonna grab my my living room areas right here, and I'm just gonna make a copy, and I'm just gonna place it right here next to the sleeping areas. Okay, and now our kitchen areas right here, copy. I'm just gonna reduce the size, and I'm just gonna put it right here, a little bit here. All right, perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna put our sleeping area right here. So now we are replicating the same configuration that we have here, but the only difference is that we are providing a mirror image of that arrangement, which basically the concept is the same as far as the relationship between them. Okay, so now I'm gonna just stretch my sleeping area right here because we are proposing 2 bedrooms right here, and I'm just gonna create a boundary that is gonna be our new structure right here. Our new house is gonna go right here in the corner. Okay, all right, I have my sleeping area on the back. My living room area is gonna be right here, and the kitchen is gonna be right here. All right. Okay, we have our site plan ready, and I'm just gonna clean up the red marks that we had here before. And now we're ready to create our floor plan. First, I'm gonna just turn on the grid right here. Okay, and I'm gonna set also the scale here on our settings icon. And as you can see right here, I already have my drawing scale set to 1 inch equals 5 feet. And for units, I'm gonna be using feet and inches. Okay, I'm gonna tap here on grid type to set our grid spacing. We're gonna set each big square to be 60 inches, which is 5 feet. And we're gonna divide that big square into 5 spaces, which means each little square is gonna measure 1 foot. Okay? Okay, so let me show you something right here. Okay? I'm just gonna turn on my snap and my measure option. So I'm gonna create a line, and if you can see here, each square is 1 foot, which means 5 squares are 5 feet. Okay, I'm gonna unselect the measure tool here, and then I'm gonna use black color, and for lines, I'm just gonna say with 1 inch. Okay? Okay, so let's start by creating one line here, which is gonna be 30 feet long, okay? And I'm gonna create another line right here, parallel, which is gonna be our wall. And now I'm gonna create another line. This one is gonna be 25 feet long, okay? So I'm gonna go from here, and I'm just gonna create this line here, and I'm gonna create another one right here, okay? Okay, perfect. So now I'm just gonna tap on the selection tool, and I'm gonna grab these lines here, make a copy, make a mirror image, and we have right now our exterior walls. Okay, so let's go here and let me grab our previously created diagram right here. Just gonna make a copy, and I'm gonna bring it closer to our drawing right here. Okay, I'm just gonna scale it to make it bigger. Okay, right here is fine. Okay, so our sleeping area is gonna go right here, our living area right here, and kitchen is gonna go right here. Okay, so we're just gonna go here, and I'm just gonna select these walls here, make a copy, and just move it here, right here, to separate the two spaces. So probably this is 19 feet, which is fine. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this one. I'm just gonna copy and put it right here in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna select slice now. So just cut here, and I'm just gonna delete this one right here to create our 2 bedrooms. Okay, so now I'm just gonna create a closet right here by copying these 2 lines, and probably this is gonna work. I'm just gonna move it to the center. Okay. Okay, if you want to avoid tapping and switching between the most frequently used tools, we can change our settings and go right here to the gestures tab right here. So we go to tap and hold, and as you can see here we have these options, and I'm gonna pick the lasso tool to be the tap and hold option. Okay, so if I go back to my line tool, and if I just tap and hold right here, you can see that the lasso tool is activated automatically. Okay, so we have our 2 bedrooms right here and our closet in the middle, but I just want to show you something here. If someone is in the living area, their sideline is gonna be pointing directly towards the future bedroom doors. So what I recommend is to create a little transition space here, like a small hallway, to block the view from here. I'm gonna go ahead and create a small hallway. Here I'm gonna just add these 2 lines here. Okay, I'm just gonna create a hallway. Probably it's gonna be around 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet. Okay, and now I'm just gonna select I'm just gonna select this one right here. I'm gonna just delete this, and I'm just gonna slice these 2 walls here, delete these 2, and I'm just gonna move this right here. All right, and I'm just gonna accommodate this closet area to be aligned with this new wall. Okay, and finally I'm just going to slice here, and that's our new hallway. And now I'm just gonna select these walls here, copy here, 24 inches down, and that's gonna be our new closet. I'm just gonna copy here this one just to close it out, and that's gonna be our closet for this bedroom. Okay, I'm just gonna create the openings for the doors right here. And as you can see, we have created adequate privacy, and the sideline is gonna be blocked by our new hallway. So now I'm gonna create a bathroom right here. So I'm just gonna copy these 2 lines, and I'm just gonna move it around 5 feet. Probably right here is fine. Now I'm just gonna grab these 2 lines here, copy, and close our bathroom. And now I'm just gonna provide a space here for utility area, like right here. I'm just gonna copy these 2 lines here and right here. So that's gonna be our utility area. Okay, and now I'm just gonna slice and create our openings for the closet here, and right here for this other closet here. Okay, now I'm just gonna open in here, probably for the bedroom, for the bathroom right here. Okay, slice. Okay, opening, and now I'm just gonna Okay, now I'm just gonna create the countertop for our kitchen right here. Okay, 24 inches. Oops. Okay, right here, this line here, and right here is gonna be an L-shaped kitchen for now. Okay, and now I'm just going to provide our new space for our probably a washer and dryer could fit here, a stackable washer and dryer, and here probably a pantry area. And the other one is gonna be just a utility closet probably. Let's see later on. We can define this later on. Okay, now I'm just gonna slice here just to create our openings for our doors right here. Okay, and now let me see, let's add our main door right here, and also probably a window right here for our living room. All right. Okay, so let's go back to our site plan here. And right here we have our north direction, and we're just gonna create our sun path. Okay, keep in mind we are on the northern hemisphere, so the sun path is gonna go like this. Okay, and the sun is gonna move like this. So the front of the house is gonna get more radiation, and the back the less radiation. Now let's go back to our plan. Okay, so now we're gonna start adding our windows, and I'm just gonna slice this area here. Oops. I'm just gonna put this window on the northern part of the bedroom here, and another one here on the west side. Okay, another window for the bathroom here. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this, and one more window for the living room here. Okay, this is the west side. All right, and the kitchen is gonna need one more here. Probably the sink is gonna go here. Okay, and I forgot to add the opening for our water heater. It's gonna be a utility closet. All right. Okay, now we're gonna start tracing over our walls to make them thicker. But first, I'm gonna reduce the opacity of the entire sketch here. Just gonna select, and I'm just gonna tap in here and reduce the opacity. Right here is fine. Okay. All right. Now I'm just gonna select our pen tool, change it for gray, like a dark gray, and I'm just gonna start tracing over. I'm just gonna make the walls 4 inches, okay? And I'm just gonna start tracing over. Okay, now we have all the walls. Okay, I'm just gonna select our diagram here and put it away, and also our site plan. I'm just gonna select the site plan, and I'm just gonna move it here. So we're gonna have our floor plan just clean over here. Okay, now we're gonna proceed with our windows. Okay, I'm just gonna create a line over here, thinner line. I'm just gonna select the same line, copy, put it here, and copy again, and one more line. So 3 lines for our windows. Okay, I'm gonna select these three lines here, put them here. Then I'm just gonna copy here. Okay, now I'm gonna copy this one here. All right, and I'm just gonna select this one right here, make a copy, and I'm gonna rotate it exactly 90 degrees by just tapping here. Okay, I'm just gonna put it right here. Okay, make a copy again, and our final window is gonna go here. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna start adding doors and furniture. So I'm gonna tap here on import. And as you can see here, we have three options: market, my objects, and import. We're gonna tap on my objects here. And if we scroll down, you can see that there's a lot of options to add objects. And actually there you can find some furniture that comes with concepts right here. But I always prefer to use my own furniture that I have created before. Okay, so you can actually find a link where you can download my furniture right below this video. Okay, so I'm gonna tap on this door right here, and this is gonna be my main door, okay, for the front door. Okay, and I'm gonna continue adding more doors over here. So I'm just gonna have to copy this door over here, right? Make a copy, and I can provide a mirror image or vertical or horizontal, and I can also rotate it by tapping here 90 degrees. Or if I want to make another angle, I'm just gonna tap here and provide 45 degrees like this. Okay, so that's one way to rotate it. There's another way that you just select, and right here manually you can rotate your door, okay, or any kind of object. For now I'm just gonna place it here. I'm gonna continue adding the doors to the other areas of the house. So I'm gonna place this one right here for this bedroom right here, and I'm gonna have to scale it. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap here, and by just tapping here you can constrain proportions so the scale works proportionally. I'm just gonna continue and copy this one here, make a mirror image, put it here, make a copy for the bathroom. This is gonna be door for the bathroom, and make another copy. It's gonna be for the closet right here, probably the laundry closet. I'm just gonna constrain proportions again, and I'm gonna put it right here. Just gonna make another copy. I'm just gonna rotate it manually, and the door for the pantry, and I think it's gonna open this way. Yes, this way is fine right here. All right, so now I'm just gonna select this one, gonna make a mirror image, and I'm just gonna place it right here for the utility closet. Now I'm gonna turn my grid off, and I'm gonna start adding my closet doors here. Right one, this one right here is fine. I'm just gonna stretch it a little bit so it matches the opening. I'm gonna add another one, and I'm gonna give 90 degrees, and I'm just gonna place it right here. Okay, so we have our complete floor plan with doors and windows. And before adding furniture, I just noted a few issues with the floor plan. If I turn on the grid, you can see that the width of the hallway is taking too much space. It feels like this area could be pushed a little bit towards the left. And right in this bedroom right here, this corner feels a little awkward. And the closet feels also too large for such a small bedroom. Maybe we can provide a linen closet facing the hallway area, and here the access for the washer and dryer feels a little uncomfortable from the hallway. So maybe better to have the access facing the kitchen, and the pantry could be reduced a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and provide those changes. I'm just gonna select, use the select tool here, and I'm just gonna provide a selection right here, push a little bit to the left. Over here probably the hole is gonna be a little bit more than 36 inches right here. And I'm just gonna use the notch tool here, so I'm just gonna start pushing those walls right here, this wall over here, this one right here, this one. Okay, now I'm just gonna select this one here, delete, Okay, I'm just gonna close this area right here. I'm gonna delete this door right here and this one as well. Okay, and I'm gonna also move this wall right here, and I'm gonna close this opening a little bit more, and now I can select the wall and also push it a little bit here. Okay, now I'm just gonna also select right here this door, and I'm gonna put it in the meantime right here. I'm gonna pull these walls right here, so I'm just gonna reduce the size of the closet. Alright, right here I think it's fine. Oops. Okay, now I'm just gonna move a little bit. I'm just gonna complete this wall over here to create the linen closet, and I'm just gonna pull a little bit here and just gonna slice here to create an opening. I'm gonna delete this, another slice here and here, so this is gonna be the opening for the washer and dryer, and I'm just gonna pull a little bit here. I'm just gonna put back the door. I'm just gonna stretch it a little bit so it fits within the opening right here. All right. Okay. Okay. So now I'm just gonna copy this door right here. Just gonna place it here, mirror, provide a mirror image and create a double door right here. Oops. I'm gonna select the door, provide mirror image, and I'm just gonna reduce the size so it can fit on in the opening. Okay. All right here is fine. So this is gonna be the access for the washer and dryer. It's gonna be a stackable washer and dryer. All right. So now I just need to provide a door for, oops, for our pantry here. Okay. And I'm gonna provide another door for our linen closet. I'm just gonna rotate it manually, and I think that right here is fine. Probably should face, it should open the other direction, maybe right here. All right, I'm just gonna move it right here, and yes, okay. And I think that should be all. Just gonna rotate it 45 degree, and I think this looks much better. Okay, so now we are ready to add our furniture now. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the bedrooms, and we're gonna have a queen bed right here which fits good, and I'm also gonna copy this queen bed right here, and I'm just gonna put it right here, which fits also pretty good. Okay, so that's our bedrooms. Now our bathrooms. This one top combo is gonna go right here. All right, then it's gonna come our toilet, which is gonna go like this, and then our sink, which is gonna go right here, which is perfect. Okay, now we need to add our furniture for our living room. So let's see if we can add this one right here. I think it fits perfectly. Okay, and add one chair over here, and add another one and make a mirror image right here. Yeah, perfect. And now a table that could be a little bit bigger, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and stretch that table to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, perfect. I think we could readjust the location of our window right here, and it's gonna be more centered with the space, and also right here. And now we're gonna start our kitchen design, and since we have our pantry right here, we're gonna go ahead and look for our fridge. Alright, so probably our fridge could go here, our sink here, and our range right here. Alright, so this is the fridge. I'm just gonna rotate it. Okay, and it's gonna go right here. Just remember to provide at least 15 inches between wall and fridge, so it's gonna be more comfortable to open the door. And now I'm gonna add the sink over here. I'm just gonna tap here. Just gonna bring it here, rotate it, and put it right here. Okay. And finally, I'm just gonna look for our range here, and I'm just gonna rotate it and put it against this wall right here. I'm just gonna center this window right here to be centered with the sink. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull here and then pull here and here, and that's it. Okay, now I'm just gonna complete our counter right here and add some lines over here from here to here, and I'm just gonna put it here, and our final line is gonna go from here to here. All right. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and create here our famous kitchen triangle. Okay, here's the pantry, this is the fridge, from fridge to sink, from sink to stove, and we close our triangle right here. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and just fix this wall right here, and I'm just gonna put it closer to the door. All right, and now I'm gonna add our dining table here. Just gonna rotate it. Right here is fine. Okay, probably it could be a little bit bigger, and I'm just gonna select the table just partially right here, and I'm gonna move a little bit over here, and I'm just gonna pull these two lines over here and over here. All right. Okay, just like that, we finish our final floor plan. Thank you for attending this workshop with me. I would love to see your final floor plan, so feel free to share your drawings on the Sketching Retreat Facebook group or on Instagram and tag me at lfdesign_Bay Area. You can also download a free chapter sample of my new ebook, Graphic Guide to Residential Space Planning, by clicking on the link below this video. This tutorial was actually inspired by one of the chapters in my ebook, where you can learn how to create and design residential spaces. Once again, thank you for finishing this workshop with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing your drawings. Take care, and I'll see you around.